June is nearly over and July is upon us, so you know what that means. More games, another month's worth of game releases, and in July I have 12 Nintendo Switch games that I think deserve your attention. And we have some pretty big releases this coming month in July that you're gonna want to keep on your radar. So be sure and hit that subscribe button so that you can join the Retro Wolf family. And I've also got something very special at the end of this video. From this point forward in this monthly series, at the end of the video after I cover the upcoming Nintendo Switch games, I'm going to showcase my favorite small YouTube channel of the month. And I define a small YouTube channel as a YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers or less. So make sure you don't miss that so that you can be introduced to another awesome YouTube channel. So kick back, relax, and let's talk about these 12 upcoming games for the Nintendo Switch that deserve your attention. First up on the list is a third-person shooter I'm very excited for, and that's Red Faction Guerilla Re-Marstered Edition, coming to us from THQ Nordic on July 2nd for $29.99 both physically and digitally. Now, I've played a few Red Faction games in the past, but this is one that I actually missed out on. Prior to this video, I actually knew nothing about this game, and you know what? It actually looks really awesome. This third-person action shooter takes place in a large open world on Mars. It features physics-based destructible environments, and it looks like it will be fun to just run around and blow stuff up. There are mechs and tons of vehicles to ride, cause even more havoc and mayhem in. I'm super pumped to get into this game because I've been wanting an awesome third-person shooter on the Nintendo Switch for quite some time. So get ready to have a blast while you destroy everything in Red Faction Guerilla Re-Marstered Edition on July 2nd. Have a blast. See what I did there? Nope. Next up on the list is the budget title of the month, coming to us on July 3rd for $6.99, and that is a game called Ovivo, or Ovivo, however you choose to pronounce it. Now, I have to say, I'm actually very intrigued by this game. The gameplay mechanic seems pretty unique. Let me actually read you a description from Nintendo.com that I feel like really does a good job at describing this game. Flow mechanics. In white, gravity points downwards. In black, upward. Because momentum is preserved when transitioning from one color to another, Ovo can float along their border as if being carried by a flow. So what really intrigues me about this game is the art direction. The entire game is black and white, but the designs of the environments and creatures are actually really trippy and psychedelic. It creates a unique atmosphere, especially when combined with the atmospheric tunes. I actually got a code for this game, so I may be trying it out pretty soon and posting a short impressions video. You will be able to flow through this trippy experience when Ovivo releases on July 3rd. Next up on July 4th, coming to us digitally, is Stranger Things 3, the game. I was not able to locate a price for this game. If you know the price, let me know that in the comments down below. I freaking love Stranger Things on Netflix, and the third season is right around the corner. Coming along with the third season is this tie-in game. This is a 16-bit action-adventure beat-em-up filled with puzzles, combat, and exploration. It features 2-player local co-op, or you can play single-player with an AI partner. There are 12 playable characters from the show, each with their own unique moves and skills. I've been itching for a good beat-em-up style game, and this one certainly seems like it's going to scratch that itch. Be prepared to beat up strange things when this beat 'em up Stranger Things 3 the game releases on July 4th. Man, that was really dumb. Next up on the list is a game that I am super excited for, and that's Dragon Quest Builders 2, coming to us on July 12th, both physically and digitally for $59.99. If you like Minecraft and you like action-adventure games, then this is the game for you. I was absolutely addicted to the first Dragon Quest Builders because it combined Minecraft with actual adventuring and questing, and it did it very well. The sequel is even bigger and better than the original and features local wireless or online co-op with up to 3 other players. Dragon Quest Builders 2 features even more exploration, questing, crafting, and battling than the original, while also adding new features such as fast travel, swimming, dashing, gliding, and an optional first-person view. I hope you're ready to get addicted to questing and building when Dragon Quest Builders 2 releases on July 12th. Next up on July 16th is a little game called Distrust, coming to us digitally for $11.99. Distrust is about a group of survivors stranded near a research station in the Arctic while trying to survive the harsh environments and the terrors that lurk within. In this area, they are unable to fall asleep because if they do, a mysterious force will suck the life from their bodies. This game features procedural generation each time you play, and you have to explore and gather supplies and craft tools to help you survive. It can be played both single player or co-op, and there are 15 survivors to choose from, each with their own unique skills and strengths. I trust that you will have a good time when Distrust releases on July 16th. Really? Is that the best you could come up with? Next up is a really cool looking game called Etherborn, releasing on July 18th for $16.99. Here's yet another game that is incredibly intriguing to me. Etherborn is a puzzle platformer that uses gravity-defying environments that you have to traverse through, which creates a unique form of environmental puzzle exploration as you progress through the game. The art direction and graphics in Etherborn are absolutely beautiful, surreal, and trippy. The game features an original soundtrack as well to further add to that atmosphere. Between that, the unique gameplay, the gorgeous art direction, we may have a unique gem on our hands here. You can defy gravity as you explore this puzzle platformer when Etherborn releases on July 18th. Also on July 18th is a game called Robbie Swift and the Orb of Mysteries, coming to us digitally for $17.99. If you are looking for a super hardcore and insanely difficult 2D platformer, then this is the game for you. The levels are apparently based on psychology, not really sure how that works, but there are epic boss fights and each level is packed full of traps. The game also has 3 difficulty settings: not so hard, hard, and insanity. It looks pretty fun to me, and I like a challenge, especially in 2D platformers, and this game certainly looks like it will provide a hefty challenge. Prepare to challenge your skills and possibly break some controllers when Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries releases on July 18th. Next up on July 19th, coming to us both physically and digitally for $59.99 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. Now this is absolutely, without a doubt, my most anticipated game on this list. I absolutely love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, and I never expected there to be a third game, especially exclusive to the Nintendo Switch and even developed by Team Ninja. This game looks absolutely incredible, and the cel-shaded art style fits this style of game perfectly and gives it a nice comic book aesthetic. It can even be played locally or online with up to 4 players, and who knows how many characters there are to choose from, with even more on the way via DLC later this year. This is almost like the Smash Brothers of Marvel games. This is a one-day purchase for me, and my editor are probably going to play through it online and have an absolute blast. Form your Ultimate Alliance of 3 other friends or family to have a blast when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order releases on July 19th. Next up is a game with a weird name. It's called Powwow Roomie, and it releases on July 24th digitally for $14.99. I absolutely love shmups. For those of you who don't know, shmup stands for shoot 'em up, and I'm very happy to see another very quality looking shmup hitting the Nintendo Switch. Powwow Roomie is a strange name for a game, but it sure does look like an awesome and epic shooter with cool graphics and solid gameplay. You have 3 different weapons to use, and you have 3 different powers that allow you to regenerate your shield, supercharge your weapons, or increase damage. Soon you can get your paws on Powwow Roomie when it releases on July 24th. Ha ha ha! I probably just lost some subs just now. Next up on July 25th is Raiden V Director's Cut, coming to us both physically and digitally for $29.99. Here we have another shmup, this time from a well-known series, Raiden. Now I don't have a lot of experience with this series, but I might as well start here. Raiden V Director's Cut features a full story mode, a boss rush mode, and even an art gallery. This action-packed bullet hell shooter can be played single player or local co-op. You actually have a health bar in this game as opposed to lives, which is pretty cool. It features voice acting and exclusive levels that were previously cut from the original version. You and a friend should direct your attention to Raiden V Director's Cut when it releases on July 25th. Next up is another one of my most anticipated games of the month of July, and that's Wolfenstein Youngblood, releasing on July 26th, both physically and digitally for $39.99, but the physical version only comes with a download code. Because why not? Wolfenstein Youngblood takes place 19 years after Wolfenstein 2, and you take on the role of B.J. Blazkowicz's twin daughters as they search Paris and kill Nazis while they search for their missing father. Since we have two protagonists in this game, guess what? That means co-op. However, it's only going to be online co-op, which is somewhat of a bummer. Local co-op would have been amazing. Nonetheless, this game looks fantastic. You will acquire new weapons, new abilities, new gadgets, and cosmetics for a customizable experience as you complete missions and level up. Now this next part comes straight from Nintendo.com and sounds pretty cool. Wolfenstein Youngblood features the most open-ended Wolfenstein experience to date. From a new base of operations located deep in the heart of the Paris catacombs, plan how and when to attack and dismantle the Nazi regime. That actually kind of sounds like a game that I'm playing right now for a video called Freedom Fighters on the GameCube, but with Russians and in New York instead. The new Wolfenstein games are really awesome and over-the-top first-person shooter experiences, and honestly, they don't get enough love. We really need to support these types of awesome games so they do not die off and go the way of an online looter shooter. Get ready to blast away some Nazis with a friend when Wolfenstein Youngblood releases on July 26th. And the final game on the list, also coming to us on July 26th, is Fire Emblem Three Houses, releasing both physically and digitally for $59.99. Now I'm going to admit to you all right now, I actually have zero experience with the Fire Emblem series. I have never played a game in the series, and the only one that I own is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on the GameCube, and that's because I'm going for a complete GameCube collection. However, this game may end up being the first game in the series that I actually get into because it looks pretty good. In Fire Emblem Three Houses, you are a teacher in an academy that all three houses from the three territories go to learn. You choose one of the three houses to teach, but then eventually later on in the game, several years later, war breaks out between all three houses and you have to go into battle with the house that you chose. This is a grid-based, turn-based, tactical strategy RPG. Man, that was a lot of adjectives. But from what I understand, Fire Emblem games are very deep and actually pretty hardcore as well. The combat in this game looks pretty fun, and I do like some strategy RPGs. I'm just not sure how much I'm going to get into the whole school portion of the game, but from what I understand, you can actually skip a lot of that and have the game make choices for you, which is pretty nice. Now get ready to play this Harry Potter Hogwarts ripoff when Fire Emblem Three Houses releases on July 26th. Calm down, Fire Emblem fans. That was just a joke. Don't go crazy in the comments. So there you have it, 12 games coming out on the Nintendo Switch in July that I think deserve your attention. Now the games on this list that I'm most excited for are Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Red Faction Guerilla Re-Marstered Edition, and Wolfenstein Youngbloods. Let me know in the comments down below which games you're most excited for, and also let me know if I've missed any that you think should have been on my list. Now, before we end this video, I want to tell you about my YouTube channel of the month, and that channel is The Big Retro Show, and I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description down below. Please go and subscribe and show him some love because he's got a really awesome YouTube channel that I think deserves way more subscribers than he has. He basically does retro content from the 80s and 90s, movies, games, music. But you know what? It's probably better if you hear it from him, so I'm going to play the intro to his Big Retro Show videos, and that will really do a better job than I would of explaining his channel. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, boom.
The 80s and 90s were great times to be a kid. Join me as I dive into the world of movies, music, video games and toys, and explore what made these decades so great. This is the Big Retro Show.
So that little intro from his videos would sum it up perfectly, and he has got a great channel. I really like this dude, very nice, very cool, and he's just all about the retro, which I love because as you can see, I'm also all about the retro stuff. So it's pretty cool to see another YouTube channel pop up to really kind of bring that knowledge of all this awesome stuff from the 80s and 90s to newer generations. So again, be sure and subscribe to his channel, watch some of his videos, leave a like, leave a comment, show him some love, you know, because we need to grow this amazing YouTube community that we have. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure and smash that like button and subscribe to the RetroWolf88 family as we head closer and closer to that 300 subscriber mark. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go play Mario Maker 2 because I've got a lot of videos planned that I think you're going to enjoy. Later.